Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing great at your place. This is me, Chavi, your pol science teacher. Welcome back to this channel. Before discussing today's topic, don't forget to like and subscribe my channel. Make sure you hit the bell icon to get notifications of my next update. So students, today we will start with some basic facts about Constitution. These facts will help you to understand better and also helpful in your competitive exams. So listen to all these facts carefully. The first one which I have written over here is that it is the longest constitution in the world. So if someone asks you that which is the longest constitution in the world, then you should know that our Indian constitution is considered to be the longest one, and apart from being the longest, it is considered as the best constitution and most honored constitution in the world. So it is quite interesting. You should know that because of the preamble, the various parts, the articles and the schedules which are present in our constitution, these all things make it as our longest constitution. The second thing I have written is it is often called as bag of borrowing. And it is called so because it has borrowed provisions from the constitution of various other countries. As you know that Dr. B.R. Ambedkar rightly said that our constitution was created after ransacking the known constitution across the world. And when we were doing the chapter, I told you about the various provisions which the country or the members of the Constituent Assembly had adopted from the various constitutions. Like we had certain features from the British Constitution, Ireland Constitution, French, German, United States. But apart from all these things, we can't say that we only borrowed, because our constitution is much more than a mere copy of other constitution. So if you remember any of the provision, please write in the comment section so I can check that how much you have remembered from the chapter. The third interesting fact related with the constitution, I know most of you don't know about this, that the constitution was originally written in Hindi and English both, and it was handwritten by Prem Bihari Narayan Raizada, who is basically from Delhi, and he written the entire constitution in a flowing italic style with a beautiful calligraphy. Calligraphy is a art of beautiful writing, and this entire task was completed in 6 months. Each page of the constitution was decorated by artists from Shantiniketan, and you should know the name if you can remember. The name is Vihor Ram Manohar Sinha and Nandalal Bose. After knowing about the handwritten work, you should know that the original copies of the Indian Constitution were kept and stored in the special cases. They are kept in special helium-filled case in the library of the Parliament of India. So it can be preserved. The reason behind, just for preserving the original copies. As you know that oxygen-rich environment degrade the work and the paper, because oxygen reacts with the material on paper, while helium gas does not react, so it helps to keep the constitution in its original form, as you can see in the picture. After learning about the various facts which are related with the constitution, being an aware citizen of the country, you should know about two important things. First, fundamental rights, and another, fundamental duties, which we will discuss in the next slide. But the fundamental rights are very important to live a dignified life in the country. Whom we can call as an aware citizen? Who knows about their rights, their duties as a citizen? So if you don't know about these rights, then you don't know about that how to work and how to live in a democratic country. So you must remember these 6 rights. You learn, you memorize, and you should know the meanings behind these rights. The first one is right to equality. means everyone, irrespective of their color, caste, creed, gender, everyone is considered to be equal in the eyes of law. The second one is right to freedom. Bit of freedom includes freedom of speech, freedom of expressions, freedom to move freely in the country, freedom to choose your profession, your occupation, and freedom to form association. Living in a democratic country gives all these rights to us. And if any of the right is considered to be taken or exploited, then we can appeal in the court. And this is also a fundamental right. The third one is right against exploitation. You must have heard about child labor, begging, and human trafficking. All these things are not a part of the constitution. If you see these kind of activities, you should report. And this is contributed or a part of right against exploitation. The next one is right to freedom of religion. We are living in a democratic country. We have a right to choose our religion. Either we want to go to church, either we want to go to temple or mosque. It's up to us. Whosoever we want to preach, we can. So this is also a kind of right. It is there to protect the freedom of religion of each and every citizen, because India is a secular country. The fifth one is cultural and educational rights. We talk about minorities several times, we discussed about them. So it is the duty of the constitution to protect their cultural and educational rights. And it is granted by the constitution that all the minority sections have a right to protect their cultural and educational rights. And lastly, right to constitutional remedies. This is considered to be the most important fundamental right because it works as a heart and soul of the constitution. If any of these five rights, if we feel like any of these five rights got exploited, then this sixth right gives and work as a protection for other five fundamental rights, because this right actually gives us a power to appeal in the court if any of our right got exploited by the other member of the society. The another important fact related with fundamental rights, you should know from where the members of the Constituent Assembly had adopted the provision of fundamental rights. So you should know we had adopted these fundamental rights from USA. And one more point I have written over here. Originally, when the constitution was formed, the right to property was also included in the fundamental rights. However, the 44th Amendment passed in 1978 revised the status of poverty right by stating that no person shall be deprived of his property save by authority of law. So if someone asks you which right was after taken back after 1978, you should know that it was right to property. As an aware citizen, if you learn the fundamental rights, then it's your duty to learn and memorize the fundamental duties as well, because they are defined as the moral obligation of all the citizens to help promote a spirit of patriotism and to uphold the unity of India. And you people are free nowadays. After doing your chapter, you can easily learn these fundamental rights and duties. So over here, I have mentioned many, so you can learn. The first one written is to abide by the constitution and respect the ideals and institution. To respect the national flag and the national anthem. To realize and follow the essential ideals of secularism, democracy, and non-violence. To preserve the culture and heritage. To protect the sovereignty, unity, and integrity of the nation, to safeguard the public property, to defend the country even at the cost of our life, to protect natural resources, to avoid dowry, gambling, and other social evils from the society, and to strive towards excellence in the respective spheres of activities of the individual. If we all will do work according to the duties which are mentioned over there, then definitely the outcome would be great. So I hope you have learned the interesting facts related with the Constitution, the fundamental rights, and the fundamental duties. So next time, whenever I'm going to take your online session, the first thing which I'm gonna ask from all of you is tell me about the fundamental rights and the fundamental duties. Thank you everyone. Have a nice day. Enjoy and learn.